Hello and welcome to another video from me, Rough Swordsman Wargamer. It's part 3 of my playthrough of Mrs. Thatcher's War, the Falklands 1982, a game designed by Madison and published by White Dog Games. In the last video we saw the sinking of the Belgrano, and I said I was quite optimistic because we were throwing well, but let's see what happens this time. Just a couple of things. I forgot to put back the Chilean radar. And the other thing I forgot to do was to move down the exocet total. The first time we got the chaff deflects exocet into ocean. I think everything else is okay. So let's get going with turn 5. And we have to determine the weather. So we're still on here. So we're going to throw 2 dice. We get a 10. Squalls. No air. So we're going to be missing out a large chunk. All these with the upside down triangle means we don't do those when there is no air. But first, conduct SAS raid. And here is the SAS. Back again. So, what are we going to do? Just to remind you, we can raid the Pucara, which is probably what we're going to do to try and get rid of it. Conduct Operation Mikado, raiding Argentine stock of exocets. We can only do it once per game and you have to throw a 1, but we're quite low. Recce, we can have a look at one of these face down Argentine units. When the ground forces arrive, we can actually use the SAS as part of one of the stacks. And spoofing, flipping one of the grupos, and they can't send planes. But I think what we'll do is try and go after this other Pucara and see if we can get rid of this. This is more difficult to get rid of than the one we destroyed at Pebble Island. Goose Green will succeed on a roll of 1 or 2 and fail 3 to 6. So let's just see how we do. Let's bring this down a little bit. 1 or 2. It's a 3, so no luck. We now have to do a saving throw and see when the SAS are coming back in again. 3, so it's coming back 1, 2, 3 on turn 8. That's a shame. Helicopters aren't coming on yet. Conduct diplomatic feint. I think we will because the BBC is on 10. So let's bring this diplomacy marker in. Pop it on there. And we can go up 3 to 13. Grupos phase. So 2 dice. Let's see what grupos are coming in. 3 and 4. Okay. Task force phase. Now we still haven't got the other Argentine warship out. So I'm going to try and get rid of some of these grupos. Move this out of the way. Let's send the Hermes here. And 3 of her Harriers. There we are. Send the Invincible down here. And an escort. Yeah, and just to be on the safe side, we'll send an escort here as well. Hopefully we can get rid of 4 Gruppos, but we'll see. Okay, up to the charts and tables. Okay, let's use the blue dice. We'll do the Hermes first in Sector C. Oh, that's 10. And 10 is Argentine Gruppo driven off by British carrier. If a carrier is firing, which it is, place Gruppo in mainland and if possible move one random Argentine plane from the mainland to the repair pool. No effect on BBC though. And it says if it was an escort firing, nothing happens. And then place the British ship in the trawler box. Okay, let's sort that out. So, Gruppo back to the mainland. Hermes to the trawler box. We'll get our bag of aeroplanes and stick one up on the repair pool. What do we get? Oh, another A4. And no BBC. Next, the escort that was with the Hermes. So we don't want to throw a 10 again. That's a 9. Oh dear. That's no contact. Nothing happens. So what I'll do is I'll move the escort to the trawler box. And now we've got the Invincible with its escort. So let's try that one. That's a bit better. That's 13. That's Gruppo retreats under British anti-aircraft fire. Let's sort that out. So, Gruppo off to the mainland. Invincible to the trawler box. And a plane. Oh, that's a goodie. That's in the repair pool. And lastly, Invincible's escort. Oh, that's a nice one. 11 and 4. Oh, just one off for this one, but we're here. So another Gruppo retreats under British anti-aircraft fire. So the Gruppo back to the mainland. Escort over here in the trawler box. Oops. Another airplane. Oh, it's another A4. But we now have 4 in the repair pool. And the BBC up by 1. We're now at 14. Next would be Argentine air assets phase. But because there's no air, all of these are going to be ignored. And we go straight to logistics invasion phase. Check for victory. No. Landing at San Carlos. No, couple of more turns to go before we can try that. So it's reset. And all that concerns us in this phase is to move the ships from the trawler box back into the total exclusion zone. And any Harriers that we used. There we go. Admiral Anaya. Now he's still only got his 1 warship, 25th of May. So we're going to roll a dice, see if it comes out. I'd like it to, so we can have a go at sinking that one as well. Five, no. It stays in the mainland. Argentine parts shortage. Yes, we've got 4 in the repair pool, so we have to take the lowest. So we'll take another, can't take the roundel 1, so we'll take this A4 and pop it with the others in the discard pile. We can't do it again. Next is repair. British and Argentine units in their respective repair pools return for active use. The Brits can always return one regardless of the weather. But we have squalls. So what's that mean for the Argentines? Oh dear. If the current weather is squalls, all planes still in their repair pools remain there and do not return to service this turn. Excellent. Political factors. It's just the diplomacy will return back over here. News headlines. So roll a die, add 5. Six and 5 is 11, and that is this one. Black Buck Air Raid, Peace Plan, Shady Arms Dealers, Sidewinder, Viva Argentina, and Collision. Some of those we've had before. So, Black Buck Air Raid. Balkan bombers from Ascension Island bomb Stanley Airport to degrade the Argentine garrison's supply line. A daring but largely ineffective mission that was just as popular with the British public as it needed to be. Roll a die and increase the BBC News number by that amount. All right. In addition, if the die roll is 5 or 6, retreat one of the Blue Star Stanley Garrison units one camp, chosen randomly from those outside of Stanley. If all Blue Star Argentines are in Stanley, retreat one randomly into the broken morale box. Now this is good if we can do it, because these can creep out into these camps and will delay us once we start yomping across East Falkland. So if we can keep them in here, and better still, if we can push them back into this broken morale box, that means for them to come out onto the map, they have to come back into Stanley and then onto the map. Also, I believe that any in the broken morale box do not count towards ground support for that sector. So let's see what we get. Ah, 3. But at least the BBC News goes up to 17. Peace plan. The UN make another peace proposal trying to square the circle between macho Argentine demands for the islands and Britain's insistence that the islanders be free to choose their own future. The player must either reduce the BBC News number by 3 by rejecting the peace offer, or else place the diplomacy marker on the next turn box on the turn track. Agree to waste time discussing it. Well, as I've said before, this diplomacy marker doesn't affect us until ground troops come on to the map, and then we have a DRM here, depending on what level the BBC is. So we'll use the diplomacy. We've got a couple of turns before we can try and get the ground troops on. So we'll pop it there, and we could do with a couple more anyway. Shady Arms Dealers. Britain's enemies work behind the scenes to arm Argentina. Roll 1 die and apply the results. Let's use a red one. 4. Oh, no. Pro-Argentine Peru. Pro-Argentine Peru smuggles in equipment for the Argentine Air Force. Any one random Argentine plane that was lost to the discard pile is now put back in the Argentine mainland. This is what I hoped wouldn't happen, but what have we got here? We can see them all. Yes, we've got 1, 2, not the Pucaras though, so we'll pop that over there, or the warship of course. We've got quite a few. So, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we throw a 6, we will throw the dice. 5. Oh, that's okay. That's going back in the bag. Not too bad. And the others stay there. Sidewinder. You've had that one before. That's to do with those Harriers up in Ascension Island. Yep. Ground-based Harriers are modified to carry US-built AIM-9L Sidewinder air-to-air missiles at sea. Roll a die and move that many face-up Harriers on Ascension Island to the total exclusion zone, so long as their corresponding carrier is not sunk. No, not at the moment. Let's see what we get. How many have we got left? 1, 2, oh, just enough. Thank you very much. So 2 for the Invincible. Another one for the Hermes. Excellent. Viva Argentina! This event does not occur if Britain has air superiority in Sector E. Oh no, there is no superiority because of the squalls. This is what I mentioned earlier. These tinkers are now going to come out onto the map. All Blue Star Stanley Garrison Argentine armies, those 3 there, now advance 1 box west towards San Carlos, or out of the broken morale box into Stanley. An army already on the path advances 1 camp. An army still in Stanley advances onto the number 1 box of a path. Choose each army and each path randomly if more than 1 is available of each. You can't have more than 1 Blue Star army on any given path. So that's going to stop us getting to these camps that we need to win the game. And incidentally, if one of the British stacks contain Gurkhas, these get their real wobblies and won't advance into a camp that contains those brave boys. The Argentines were terrified of the Gurkhas. Right, we have to do this randomly. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5. So this one is going to be used. Where's it going? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that'll be this one. Where's that going? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going there. So this one there. That's bad news. And the last one is collision. We've had that before. Roll 1 die on a 6, remove 1 British Harrier from the game. It has been mysteriously lost at sea. On any other roll, move the carrier to the repair pool instead. Can't be used next turn. Oh dear. Don't throw a 6. Oh no. But one of these over there. And that's the news headlines. Air scramble would be next, but no, not a plane to be seen. So all that's left to do is move. The game turn marker up 1. I'll pop that on there again. And we're on turn 6. So rolling for the weather. That's 5. And that's fair. Diplomacy. We get 3 for this, and it goes back later, but there we are. Groupos. Let's have a look at that. So let's see where these groupos are coming in. It's 2 dice as always. We've got a 3 and a 1. One there and 1 there. Right. Okay, now we can try and attack those groupos. Again, we haven't got the Argentine warship out yet, but let's think what we're going to do. Well, we'll have the Invincible and 3 Harriers in here, and an escort. The Hermes in here. with 3. Now, do I take a chance again? Yeah, let's take a chance. Let's see if we can take 4 out. Right, up to the old charts and tables. So the Hermes in Sector A. We do not want to throw 5 or less. That's 11. That's okay. That's our Group O retreats under British anti-aircraft fire. So the Group O back. Hermes over here, and the old bag of doom. No, just a 2 there. But we've got 4 in the repair box. Next, the Invincible. She's got an escort, so we're a bit safer this time. That's no contact. So I'll move the Invincible over to the trawler box, and we'll throw again for her escort. Come on. $12. That's okay. That's our Group O retreats under British anti-aircraft fire. Group O back. Escort over in the trawler box. Now a plane. That's not too bad. Lastly, the escort in Sector D. Don't want a 10. That's another no contact. So back to the trawler box. Could have gone a bit better than that, but never mind. Next, Argentine air assets phase. Determine target sector. Well, that's still going to be Sector E. The Group O's now deploy the air forces. So we'll see which one is going to deploy first. That wasn't very good. Hold on a sec. Destroying the whole lot of stuff there. Try that again. 1 starts up here. So there aren't any Group O's in Sector A, so we're down to Sector B. So 2 in Sector B. We've got a dagger. Oh dear, and a Mirage. Sector C, we get 2 in. Oh, Donadille's out. Oh dear. Another dagger. And 2 in Sector D. There's only a couple left. Another Mirage for 9. And another one. British air assets phase. How many we got now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. That's 18. Do you know what? I'm just going to play it safe again. We could attack here and then move, but they can't. No, they can't because of Donadille there. We could attack Donadille, and if we can get him out the way, we can then move our aces here if we have some other Harriers. already there. He may well move. That'll be 12. No, I'm going to be playing it safe. We can chip away at these aircraft and get them in the discard pile. Then it'll be easier when the ground forces arrive. Yeah, I've had to think. Let's move these here. So we've got 4 in each. We'll pop these up here and hope that Donadil moves away and we can move our aces in. Okay, let's try that. Argentine Junta plan phase. Let's see what they get. 4. That's Air Force Plan A. There it is. Brigadier Lamidoso. Brigadier Lamidoso, the Air Force Chief, uses his assets more aggressively. All Roundel planes on East Falkland move to Air Sector A if there are no British forces on the East Falkland map. Otherwise, they move to target air sector. So, all Roundels... Oh, right, okay. That's a shame. They both move to Air Sector E. This moves... no, it's contested. No, they can't. What am I talking about? It's contested, I think. Doesn't say. I think we had this before. Or I've had it before when I've played it. It's only the Argentine reaction roll, which is next, concerns eligible planes. So let me know. Those are going to Air Sector E. As is that. No, that. Yeah, that is that. Whoa. Right, I've had a look at the rules again, had a little look around on the old internet, and it looks like, regardless of whether or not there are British Harriers in the sector, any Roundel planes will do what it says for the Junta plan. All Roundel planes on East Falkland move to the target air sector, so they do, regardless of whether or not there are British Harriers there, so they will move there. This will move as well. And this one, I suppose, only leaving one there. Let me know if that's not right, by the way, but we'll play it like that. That means, of course, we can't attack anybody in Sector B, but we've got these in Sector C maybe. So now it's the Argentine reaction. See if I can move this in here. There we are. 4 again. And that is Putos Inglesis. Move all eligible planes to Sector A. This one can't move. Donadil, though, it says, if the Donadil ace is on the East Falkland map, but not in Air Sector A, E, or the target sector, move him into the sector just rolled. So he will go to Sector A. And from what I understand from the designer's point of view, is this sort of shows the confusion, especially with the Argentines, between their 3 military arms. Right, I hope that's right. There would be no air battles then. How strange. But do let me know if it's right. Sorry about the funny lighting effects that's going on. It's actually sunny in merry old England in November, and the trees are a-rustling. Next would be ground war phase, but no. So again, we're straight to the logistics invasion phase. So check for victory, no. No landing yet. That'll be hopefully next turn. So it's reset. And for us, that means these back into the total exclusion zone along with the aircraft. Admiral Anea. Let's see if he can bring out his remaining warship. Two. It's coming out. To here. That means we can have a go attacking that ship. Parts shortage. There's more than 3 aircraft in the repair pool, so we can take the lowest one. No roundels, remember. So we can take this one and pop it. There we go. Hope that's in focus. There. And we can take another one. Can't take that roundel, so we'll have to take one of these daggers for 6. Excellent. Anything in the repair pools can now possibly come back. We can always bring back one regardless of the weather. It's fair, so all these planes can return to the mainland. We move the diplomacy back. News headlines. We're on turn 6, so we're going to add a 6 to the die roll. Get a 1, so that's 7. So we've had this before. Sub threatens carriers, peace plan, Pinochet's revenge, US sends mixed signals, EEC, NATO, allies. Right. Sub threatens carriers. The Argentine submarine San Luis is reported in the area. Move 1 British carrier, your choice, from the TEZ box to the trawler box. It can't be used next turn. Britain launched some 200 anti-sub torpedoes, never hitting a sub but killing numerous whales. So we'll send the Hermes. Peace plan. The UN make another peace proposal trying to square the circle between macho Argentine demands for the islands and Britain's insistence that the islanders be free to choose their own future. The player must either reduce the BBC number by 3, rejecting the peace offer, or else place the diplomacy marker on the next turn box on the turn track. Agree to waste time discussing it. Now, I know hopefully next turn we can try and bring the troops onto San Carlos, but they can't move until the following turn. So we might as well bring that diplomacy on, just so we don't -3 off the BBC News. So we'll put that back on. That's going on here. Pinochet's revenge. In exchange for cheap aircraft from Britain, and relishing the opportunity to humiliate Chile's hereditary enemy, Argentina, Chilean dictator General Augusto Pinochet rattles sabres, causing panic in the already overextended Argentine military. If the headlines roll was even, no, it's always been odd. But we do get the, where are we? Here it is. The Chilean radar again. We've got to put it where there is already a Grupo, I think. Well, might as well put it there. US sends mixed signals. That's old Kirkpatrick and Haig again. And Haig's pro-British and Kirkpatrick is pro-Argentine. We have to roll a die for each of those. If Haig wins, BBC goes up. If Kirkpatrick wins, the BBC goes down. So we'll have blue for Haig, red for Kirkpatrick. Oh, 4-4. In case of a tie, add Haig's roll. Reagan breaks the tie. But no, we're right up the top at 19, so we're okay. And the last one, EEC, NATO allies. So, as before, we've got a list of allies in inverted commas. Let's see who we get. Five. West German Chancellor Helmut Schmidt backs Britain. Remove the diplomacy marker from the map if it's there. Okay, well that's that problem solved. And that's the news headlines. Air scramble. All planes on this map now return either to the Argentine mainland or to the total exclusion zone. There we go, and it just remains for me to move up the game turn marker to turn 7. Well, I tell you what, I think we'll leave it there. We've got another couple of turns under our belt, but next time, hopefully the Brits will land at San Carlos and start yomping across the island towards Stanley. So we'll see what happens then. But this has been part 3 of a playthrough of Mrs. Thatcher's War, the Falklands, 1982, a game designed by R. Ben Madison and published by White Dog Games. Well, as always, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, and you haven't done so already, it would be great if you would consider subscribing to the channel. It does help. Pushing the like button of the video helps as well. And if you want to be informed of other content the channel uploads, then push the bell. As always, leave a comment, especially if I've made a little misplace somewhere, and that helps out everybody, including myself. And besides that, I love to read them. Thanks as always to my subscribers, thank you very much. And just before I go, if you want to support the channel a little bit further, well now you can buy the channel a coffee. And all those coffees go towards maintaining the channel and enabling it to carry on uploading new content. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description, and thank you. So, will the ground forces be able to land at San Carlos? You'll have to wait and find out. But until then, as always, you take care and goodbye.